name's Tim Ferrero. I work at the Natural History Museum, and I specialise in the study of marine free-living nematode worms. I went to Antarctica a few years ago now on a series of cruises, research cruises, run by the United States Antarctic Programme. And one of the interesting things was that because I went 5 times and was down there for over 100 days, that I was actually awarded the United States Antarctica medal. This is the bronze medal version. Well, we're interested really in how sea ice interacts with the Antarctic shelf, because obviously there are very strong seasons in Antarctica. They're very intense, very cold during the winter, and the sea ice forms and extends over the shelf. And during the summer the sea ice melts away, and that's a trigger for a tremendous release of algae and nutrients in the sea ice, which drops down to the Antarctic sea floor. And so really the animals that live on the sea floor get all of their main pulse of food for the year in one big pulse. The Antarctic Peninsula, which is where we were working, is sort of known as the banana belt because it's one of the warmer areas of Antarctica. So in the summer, for example, it is possible to work in a t-shirt on deck. However, in the winter, when there's hardly any daylight at all, then certainly we had temperatures way below -20, and with wind chill you can get down to -40 quite easily. So I know what it's like to have had seawater freezing on my beard and freezing on my moustache and eyelashes. I suppose the greatest challenge in a way was the work regime, because in the summertime we're working in almost continuous daylight, and in the wintertime you're working in almost continuous darkness. And so your perception of time and space can get very severely changed during conditions like that. It's a difficult contrast with the isolation and total involvement, because you're with a group 24 hours a day, and at the same time you're isolated from your normal group. So you come to associate really quite strongly with the group that you're on the ship. And it's quite interesting when we have stopped off at Palmer Station, that there is a definite initial sort of feeling of not so much them and us, but these are new people visiting our world, and we were going to see new people in the world of the Antarctic station. But actually very quickly all the barriers come down, and it's really just a moment of great sort of friendship and pleasure to see other people, because you have been in isolation but with a tight-knit group of 30, 40 people for a long time. Perhaps the most extraordinary experience was that we actually cruised into a place called Deception Island, which is an almost extinct volcano, and it has a hole in the side, and we sailed right into the middle of this circular sea to do some sampling. But because of the activity, there's hydrothermal water coming up on the beaches, so being able to sit in warm water on a beach in Antarctica, that's a pretty special memory.